Hey everybody, Scott from Watchuseek, and today I'm going to be looking at the Stoic Pilot Watch. Now, Stoic is a new company, came out in 2018, and one of its founders is the pretty famous watchmaker, Peter Speak Marine. And I was pretty excited when it was announced that he was going to be involved in another watch company, but it was quite a surprise when the watches were shown and the prices. These watches are not expensive watches. This one here, the Pilot's Watch, for example, is 390 US dollars. One pretty cool thing that Peter is doing right now is a website called The Naked Watchmaker. If you're into mechanical watches like I am, it's a really cool website to check out. What he does is he takes apart watches and kind of explains a little bit what makes it unique or different from some other movement. So that's definitely a fun website to check out. It's called The Naked Watchmaker. So let's get into this watch here. So this is obviously a pilot's watch. The design is, well, nothing groundbreaking here. It's a pretty standard fare for a pilot's watch, but it has some features, and I kind of call it kind of a fancy pilot's watch. Let's get through the specifics here on the size, and then we'll talk more about the case and that kind of stuff. So we have a diameter here of 38 millimeters. The case thickness is right at 13 millimeter. We have a lug to lug distance here of 45 millimeters and a strap width here of 20 millimeters. The case is stainless steel. We have some brushed parts and we have some polished parts on there. It has an exhibition case back, which is screw down, so 100-meter water resistance. There's some text on there. It says, "Nothing is ours except time." Ooh, their marketing is a little over the top, I think, in some regards. The movement back there, that is a Seiko and NH35 movement. So you get a 41-hour power reserve. The one thing that's pretty cool about this movement, though, is it does hack. So when I take out the crown here to set the time, the second hand will stop moving. So the case is your kind of a standard pilot's type watch. There's three main parts to it. We have this polished part here. We have a polished bezel up here that leads into the flat sapphire crystal. And then we have a rounded polished case back. The crystal here is AR coated. And actually, it works really well. I mean, you can see it's not picking up a lot of reflections. We can see the sunburst pattern here on this dial. So this is a nice gray dial. We'll start from the center here, sunburst pattern. We have the logo, the S, and then the word Stoic underneath. I think you could have done one or the other, but maybe not both. Just kind of simplify that a little bit. We have the word automatic down in the bottom, kind of balances that out. Of course, we have the pilot's watch triangle there at 12 Arabic numbers, and these are lume numbers. They do glow green. I couldn't find any material as to whether it's super luminova or anything. The hands, they are polished hands with lume filled in the centers there, and all the lume does glow green. For the date here, we have a date at 3. So you can see right there, white date wheel with black printed numbers on there. Kind of balances off to the 9. I like the dial. It's nice and simple. It does what it needs to do. Quickly and easily I can look down and see and tell the time. Outside of the Arabic numbers here, we have a raised track that goes around the exterior of the dial here, and then we have markers for the minutes, and then little larger markers for each hour. So really very basic, follows the pilot's watch protocol, if you will. Crown here, I think the crown's a little small. I would have preferred it to be a little bigger, a little easier to pull out and adjust, in my opinion. It is signed. You get the that S little logo in the middle there. The strap here this is a leather strap, your typical pilot's watch strap. It has the rivets here. You have a deployant strap on for the buckle here. So it just goes in. There is no pusher release. It's the kind where you just kind of pull out. It's pretty tight. I prefer, if you're going to do a deployant, I like the ones with the little pushers on there. So let's get this on my wrist. And I have a 7¼ inch wrist, or 18½ centimeters, just for reference. And let's zoom out on my camera a little bit. So coming in at 38 millimeters, it is a very comfortable watch to wear. It's not a large watch. It is 13 millimeters thick, just a hair underneath. So it has a kind of a squat look. It's kind of chunky. It's small in this direction, but proportion wise, it's got some height to it. So it doesn't feel dainty or anything like that on the wrist. Very comfortable. In fact, I've been wearing this a little bit for the past couple weeks, kind of like as just like a daily beater kind of a thing. You just grab something, put it on the wrist, set the time, and you're good to go. The date function for a daily wear is nice. All in all, a very comfortable watch to wear. So some final thoughts on this Stoic Pilot's Watch. As somebody who owns a couple pilot watches, I have an IWC it's somewhat similar to this. I have a Mark 15. I did enjoy the sunburst gray dial. I definitely enjoyed the size, and also just to put this on my wrist and run around and not really worry that I've got a $3,000 watch on my wrist or something like that. It's kind of nice just to grab and go. And actually, in all the years I've had my Mark 15, if somebody's not a watch person, they're not going to comment on my IWC. It's just a pretty nondescript pilot's watch. But this, in the couple weeks I was wearing it, I actually got a few comments like, "Oh, that's a cool watch. What is that?" So hey, that's something. And I always tell people, just buy what you like. So once again, this is the Stoic Pilot's Watch, and this comes in at $390 US. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and leave comments below. Thanks for watching.